Welcome to another Sinespace tutorial. This tutorial is designed to help you create an NPC or a group of NPCs and then upload for use in Sinespace. I'll show you how to create an individual NPC and then how to add it to a group. And I'll also show you how to upload either of these as part of your region, as a piece of furniture to put on any region floor, or as a spawnable object that you can take with you in your inventory. This tutorial assumes that you have downloaded, imported, and installed the Sinespace Editor Pack from the Asset Store. And you will know that you have done this because you have the folders, the Sinespace folder with the Editor Pack in it. And this Editor Pack will match your Unity version. You can see here, and if you go all the way up to the top, you'll see this is my Unity version here. So you only need one of the Editor Packs and not all of them. You'll also have a Space Pack folder, and we're going to go into this folder to find our sample NPC. So expand the Space Pack folder and move down here to Demo Content. You'll see there's quite a few different types of resources that you have at your disposal. And in this Demo Content folder, there's an NPC folder with a sample NPC in it. Now, before we use this sample NPC, I'm also going to show you up here at the top the Sinespace menu item, and you will need to have installed the Editor Pack settings, and that's how you get the lighting and the new Sinespace scene that we've got here. The new Sinespace scene comes with some elements that we're going to need. We get that new Sinespace scene by going up to File and then down to New Sinespace Scene. Click on that and your new scene will populate with a sun, a cube, this is going to be our building platform, a landmark, this will be needed when we go into play mode by pressing on the arrow key there, and it will also give us scene export settings, which I will show you how I filled that out so we can upload our NPC as part of our region. Now I'm going to click away from that, and we're going to look at our sample NPC. So just click on it and drag it out here onto your cube floor, and you'll see that it's really not very impressive. In fact, it doesn't really look like an NPC at all. And that's because it can be anything. And this particular kind of NPC is going to be created from your inventory, from your outfit inventory. And you'll see also that it has a green outline, and if I press F as in Frank, it'll bring me up closer to it. And you can see the green outline is the Capsule Collider. This allows your NPC to have collision. Most NPCs are going to be humanoid or monsters or something that will animate in somewhat the same way as a biped or quadruped would animate. And if you go down here into your inspector and you click on Edit Collider, you can see that if for some reason the NPC collision needs to be further out from the body, you can change that by grabbing these handles, left click or click, and just drag them out so you have a larger area of collision. Now if you look down here, further down in the inspector, you'll see that there is a statue script. And if we go into the components, this is called an NPC Player Statue. You can create this very kind of statue by first creating an empty. Create an empty, And I'm just going to pull that back up out of my NPC and move it over here. And then you just add the player statue component. You'll need to also add your Capsule Collider. But you get this funny looking statue, these box with a nose, I like to call it, and that's your NPC. Now this one I'm going to put over here because we're going to work with the sample NPC right now. Now, if you look at the statue script, you can see that there are 3 elements that you will need in order to put together your NPC. You will need a gender, which we're going to get when we give it the outfit ID. You can give it any name you want to. And so the first element that we need to construct is the player outfit ID. And I'll explain that in just a moment. The next element we might need to construct prior to having our complete NPC will be material. And then the third element would be the animation. Now there's an animation in your sample NPC called Idle 2. And I'm going to go into my Sinespace preview region and show you what this looks like. This is your default NPC sample. So it's just has something on it. You can see that there is actually an NPC there. And what I'm going to do is show you how to make this NPC. This is Kyle Camera, and this is Shauna, and she's sort of similar to the NPC in the Welcome Center. And I have those actually already constructed, and I'm going to show you how to put together those outfits. So let's do Kyle Camera here. Now Kyle Camera has a player outfit ID that's actually in a different avatar that I'm using. So I'm going to show you in preview how to go into outfit and find your player ID number. And that is here in your actual outfit. If you look, I've got just a couple of different kinds of outfits here. This one is the professor, and the outfit ID is next to the name. Here's Gargantua, and if we click switch, we can see our Gargantua here, and the outfit ID number is next to that, and so on down the road. And you can put together as many outfits as you want to. And normally we would do this in live. I'm doing this in preview because I'm uploading the region into preview. But what you want to do is to choose the clothing and the attachments that you want to have on your NPC. Dress your avatar the way you want them. If you need to create a new avatar, you just click on this new outfit, and this will ask you if you want base female or base male, and you just choose that, and then you put on whatever clothes you want to put on them. Now what you also want to think about doing is make sure that if you're using clothing from a creator in Sinespace, in other words, if you're using clothing other than the Sinespace Sine Wave clothing, you might very well want to ask that person permission to use it on an NPC, especially if you are intending to use that NPC in any way that is marketable. So you'll need to make sure to do that. And then you just click Save and Close. You have your NPC ID, and then back in Unity, you put that player outfit ID right in this slot. And then your NPC will be dressed in the way that it was in World. So this one is Kyle Camera. There's no material on Kyle. The material is basically what you see in Sinespace here in Shauna. And it just covers all of her clothing, and sometimes the entire NPC, with stone or with metal, plastic, whatever sort of effect you want to give it. And then down here we have the animation. This is called Selfie Guy 1. This is one that I edited from an animation that I got from Mixamo, or Mixamo, however you say it. And this is the animation as it will look when you're finished editing it. And once you're satisfied with that, you just grab the animation, click on Kyle there, go down to the animation slot, grab your animation, highlight it, grab it, click on it and grab, and just put it into the slot here. As long as it turns blue, it means it'll accept it. The other NPC that I want to show you very briefly is one that is using a material, and this is the NPC Shauna. Shauna looks somewhat like the NPC in the Welcome Center that shows you how to do things if you're a new user. The outfit here is a little bit different, and because we're using the material, it doesn't quite look like the NPC in the Welcome Center, but it is the same Vlad outfit. That's a sine wave outfit, and she is using the touch screen tablet. And again, what this means is that if you are creating an NPC, I'm just going to move her around here. She's going to go look at Shauna very quickly. Okay, if you want her to be animated in this way, clicking on the tablet and holding the tablet in the same way that Kyle Camera is holding his camera, then you need to make sure that in the Outfit tab that you have attached everything you want to the avatar. And that's how you will get them to be holding this item as the NPC. And so again, we just grab the animation and pull it over, and she will animate that way. Now the way that we check on our NPCs, I'm going to back this up a little bit, and we're going to have a landmark in here so that when we go into play mode, I'm going to move it over a little bit here. Our player character will actually go into play mode, and then we'll see the NPCs. They don't look exactly the way they do in world, but you'll get an idea of how to test what they're going to look like when you go into play mode. And we're going to wait just a minute here because the first time we click on it, it always takes a little while. And of course, we need to hide our chat window. This is an old version, but you can see there they are. And it gives you a good idea of how they're going to look. Now this NPC, you can see, isn't moving the same way as the other, and that's because I didn't put any animation in here. So your NPC will just stand there if you don't put an animation in there. So that just gives you an idea of how that will happen. Okay, now we have our 4 NPCs, and this isn't a large group, but it is kind of a group. And I am going to come over here with something that I have actually started, and then I'm going to let's see here. I'm going to hide that one again. Well, there it goes. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I now have 5 NPCs. And really all you do for an NPC group is you just put them all, place them all where you want to, and have their noses facing the way you want to. And like with any other furniture object, make sure that the blue arrow is pointing in the same direction as the nose so that your NPC will be facing that way. And then on, let's see, where is it here? Okay, I'm going to activate that empty, even though there's nothing really there. And then I'm going to move my empty up to the top of my group. I'm going to put all my NPCs in that group. Okay. How many have I got there? Where's my other one? Okay, this one is just called Game Object. And this is the one that doesn't have really anything in it. But if you forget, you will know what this one looks like because it will just be dressed with its sort of spear in the back. And it won't be doing anything because there's no animation. Okay. Now there's 3 ways to upload either your group or your single NPC. And let me click on Shauna here because Shauna is a spawnable NPC as a single NPC. And to do that, you can do one of 2 things. You can either click generic or you can click gesture. If this is a gesture, she's going to be spawned as a single person, either a dance if she's dancing or an emote if she's doing another kind of animation. But after that, if you're familiar with spawning, after that your NPC, I'm going to leave her there. After that your NPC will spawn the same. If you select gesture, it will spawn pretty much on top of you. If you select generic, it will spawn as a regular item somewhat away from you and facing you. So you might have a different need for something different like this. All right. If you choose gesture, then as with everything, you'll need a name for your object. You will need to fill out something in the description, something in the brand name. The detail you can wait with for now. Pricing, I would just check not for sale until you're certain about your permissions and about the quality of the item. Icons, again, you can wait with that until you're certain that you want it to be in the marketplace. For yourself, you don't really need those. You will need to fill out the developer brand and the copyright. And this one has previously been uploaded. That's why there's an item ID there. And then in order to upload it, you will need to make this a prefab. So just briefly, I'm going to pull her up out of the NPC group. And I'm going to click on apply. And she is now on the prefab. One of the things about Shauna that I had in the server is that she was wearing a material. So let me just show you that very briefly. If you click, right click or control click and create a material, it will just make a new material for you, which you can, I'm going to put on this one stone mat. You can put material or mat, whichever you want to do. And then you fill in your albedo, metallic, color. In this particular case, on the NPC metal mat, there is no albedo texture, but there is a color. I wanted to make it kind of goldy, bronzy looking. And then I made it very metallic, very smooth, and the alpha is metallic. And so on Shauna, down there in the metal material, she now has what I hope looks like a metal covering. And again, if you look at in the Welcome Center, if it's still there, there's a statue of an avatar and you look at it really closely. I am of the opinion that it's an NPC covered in stone, but maybe not. At any rate, this is how you use a material. And then you can get to know these other items as well. But these really are the three that you'll need: outfit ID, material, animation. Okay, now we're going to put Shauna back in the NPC group. Actually, we're not. Yes, we are. We're going to put her back in the NPC group. And we're going to click on Shauna as the prefab. And I'm going to leave the material off of her prefab to upload it. You can do that. You can put one in the scene that's a little bit different, upload the prefab without changing the one in the scene, and then you'll get both versions. So this way I'll get both versions. Okay, and now I'm going to upload. And this is the spawnable Shauna. Okay, I'm going to send that up there. And I'm expecting that most of you are familiar with the curator, but just in case you aren't, once you've got something uploading in the curator, I'm going to refresh that. You can see that it's processing. And you get to your curator by going to Sinespace, to the main Sinespace, sign.space, and then you look for curator. It might be in the developer site, it might be in the main site. You just click there and you sign in and click on items, and then you can follow the progress of all of your items, including this one. Okay, now let's see what we need to do with our group. We have Kyle Camera already uploaded. He's uploaded as a piece of furniture, and the difference between a piece of furniture and a spawnable object is that you need to have the room furniture floor item. And if you're not familiar with that, there are tutorials on that one as well. But basically you add the room furniture component, check place on the floor unless you want him on the wall. But most of the time we want him on the floor. And then he already has the Capsule Collider. So you can just grab, click, and drag his name down there into that slot, and he will be also the floor collider. And basically all that does is tell the room floor that there's a piece of furniture that's there. Again, this one is not a prefab, so we would need to click and drag, or we would need to click apply. And I have already filled out, this is a piece of furniture. And the category, you can pick just about any category. I have chosen the category game because he is going to be a game object. He's going to be a game character. Give him a name, description of some kind, fill out the brand name, and the rest is the same. Don't need anything for detail. Should probably put him not for sale for the first time you upload. Don't need to worry about the icons. You do need a developer name, a copyright, and then upload. And since I've already uploaded him, he's already in the world, as you saw, as a piece of furniture. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing with our group, and we're going to make our group spawnable. And so the way we do that is we choose gesture and we choose a category, and I'm going to choose emotes single person because it's basically one object. And I'm going to NPC group 2. We need to give it a little bit of a description. We need to give it a brand name, and I just use my brand because these aren't going to go any farther than the preview server. Details we don't need to worry about. Pricing, these are not for sale. Icons we don't need to worry about. Author, we do need an author's name. And we do need a copyright in that field. And then what we need to do is make this a prefab. like everything else. Otherwise, it doesn't allow us to upload. And you can just grab NPC group. I'm actually going to call this NPC group 2 because I think there's already an NPC group 1 in my folder here. Okay, and now to make this a spawnable group, I'm going to upload and let that upload. Okay, and then the last way to upload either individual or as a group is in your scene export settings. And again, you get this if you create a new Sinespace scene, but if you don't know where to find that, you can always go up here to Sinespace and then down here and click on Scene Settings. Okay, it will probably ask you to sign in also, and then you just sign in and you get your scene settings, and then you can upload your region, and all of these NPCs are in the region, and all of the NPCs that you see here in my region right now have been uploaded as part of my region, including this lovely group of people here. This group was put together to cheer on at games or at races or something of that sort. And if you notice, they're clothed all different ways. So each of these are the NPC statue, and they have a different outfit on. So we just click upload like we would for any other region and make sure everything else is the way that we want it. And then what we do is we go over here to the curator one more time, and we wait to see if our NPCs are done processing. And once they are, we can go back in world, and I'm going to back up here because I have something that I'm going to spawn and show you how it looks to spawn these as a gesture. It's quite fun. Again, if you're used to spawning regular items, you can spawn them away from you and they'll generally face you. But this particular one, if you spawn it as a gesture, upload it as a gesture, it will spawn right around you. And there you have your whole crowd right there with you. And that's a lot of fun. And that's all for this NPC tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope that it helps you create your own NPCs for all sorts of different things for Sinespace.